Keanu Reeves, the most loved man in Hollywood, the most creamed on man in Reddit, because holy crap, a lot of people love Keanu Reeves on Reddit. His famous films that everybody would always want to watch, especially how badass he is in every single movie. But the biggest question, what is his best movies? So in this video, I'm gonna make a tier list on the how I feel about the best So I want to make a tier list on the best Keanu Reeves movies and take everything I said as a fact, because I am right. I know Keanu Reeves as much as you guys, and I personally know all his movies. I can feel his movies. I can tell them just by looking at the cover. So let's get onto the tier list. So here is the tier list for Keanu Reeves. It is S tier to the worst of the worst, of course. Of course, the worst of the worst is only for the worst movies you've seen. S tier is the best movies that Keanu Reeves ever done. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So the 47 Ronin, absolutely banger movie. It reminds me of my own culture. It just feels Asian to me, okay? Very Asian. A Scanner Darkly, D tier. I didn't like the movie. It's weird. I don't like it. A Walk in a Cloud. Is that the name again? Yeah, The Walk in a Cloud. If I remember, this movie is too white. Absolutely white. So as a white, you usually go to C tier. Always be my maybe. That's all I have to say, man. That movie as well, honestly. What trash movies. At least it's not the worst of the worst, of course. Those are less fun. It's fine. Is that... This one is Bill and Todd's Excellent Adventure. Classic movie, but it didn't age well. I'm sorry. Dracula. Oh... Dracula, man. Me and my homie Dracula absolutely hate this movie. Nobody likes this movie. Chain Reaction. That one, it's okay. It's not too great. I didn't really like it as much as other people think they like it. Constantine, the worst of the worst. Who thought this movie was a good idea in the first place? Nobody even liked Constantine, okay? None of my friends like it. Just nobody likes it. This movie, yeah, no, I don't like this movie. Like, there's a whole lot of nothing in that movie, you know? There's like no point in watching this movie. Destination Wedding as well. Probably because I'm not into romance. Even Cowgirls on the Blue. I don't, yeah. It's just not good as good. Oh, Exposed, man. I love Exposed. Though, it's only a B tier though. It's not the best, but it's alright, man. I do like it. But this one, a feeling Minnesota. I can't read, honestly. This movie. Oh my goodness, it just reminds me of this movie now. Yeah, I definitely remember watching this movie. That's how I feel, honestly. It's just the movie of all time, you know. Just like it's just like Morbius. It's just a movie, not too great. No, I don't really care about it. Flying, White Woman. That's already a downside. Same as this one. Absolutely bad. Keanu Reeves Hardball. Hardball is okay. Like it's pretty good. I think it's better than Exposed, but I do like some Hardball. You understand what I'm saying? Oh yeah, romance movie. I couldn't be bothered. So nobody really cares about romance movies, especially with Keanu Reeves, because he's more known for the most badass roles, and which really fits into the next two movies that shown up. John Wick 1 and 2. I think it's also John Wick 3. No, there's no John Wick 3 in this one. Oh no, there it is. John Wick 3. I gotta open up a new tier list, you know. Whoops. Let me open up a new tier list for you guys. There we go. There we go. I can't spell. I can't spell at all. There we go. Absolutely the worst movies. These three movies. John Wick 1, 2, and 3. The worst. They're worse than a pedophile in prison, okay? I mean, in public. Like, the ones that kidnap children. Absolutely the worst movies you see. John Wick 1, 2, and 3. Absolutely appalling. It's so stupid. Like, it's for beta cocks, okay? Absolute beta cocks. If you like it, you're a beta, okay? You have not seen good movies. Worse than a pedophile, honestly. You might as well just go to prison for liking these movies. You should not watch these movies at all. I can't believe people like this movie, okay? It's like a 0 out of 10. No, it should be worse. It's worse. It's absolutely terrible. John Wick 1, 2, and 3, okay? I just hate it, okay? Like, when I first saw it, I said, oh, look, Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves. I've seen every single one of his movies. And when I watch this, I feel like I just watched child porn, honestly. I feel like I just watched something, the worst of the worst. I think I just went to the wrong place, man. Like, this should be illegal. Absolute illegal. Just avoid these three movies at all costs. Because as a Keanu Reeves fan, I would know that these movies are the worst of the worst. If you disagree with me, that's what you are. You can't even spell right, so it's the worst of the worst. Knock Knock, absolutely terrible movie. You should not watch this movie at all. Little Buddha, honestly, Little Buddha. It hits me in my heart, man. As a Chinese man, Buddha is a good guy. S tier. It does it justice, honestly. I know this movie. This one is Bing Chilling. I do like ice cream, so it's at least an A tier. Absolutely banger movie. I've seen it so much. It just reminds me of my own country, of China, Taiwan, Malaysia, India, those Asian countries. It reminds me of that, man. Oh yeah, another romance movie, D tier. My own private. You can't even. No, I remember this movie. It's absolutely trash. There's nothing there. Henry Crime. It's C tier. It's just a movie. If you've seen it, you'll say, "Oh, I just watched the movie." That's how you feel about this one. Same with this movie as well. But it's a little bit worse than Henry Crime. It's like, oh, that's just a bad movie. That's how you feel about this. This one is Point Break. Oh, the famous Point Break. Ooh, Point Break, man. How do I say about this? I would give it, though, a C tier, but after Avengers have made a Point Break reference, it's the worst of the worst, honestly. It dropped like 2 tiers down. Just like Replicas. It, honestly, I feel offended watching Replicas. It's just the worst movie I've seen. Razor's Edge, though, it's just a movie, man. It's just not that great. Siberia. As Siberia says to me, it's an S tier, man. I can't hate Siberia. It reminds me of the country, okay? My home country, Siberia. So of course it has to be S tier, man. It hits me in the feels, man. Hits me in the feels. Oh yeah, another romance movie. Another romance movie. But this one's even worse. The Street Kings. It's a disappointment, man. I thought the Street King was way better than that. Man, my local Street Kings, holy crap. I've never seen someone like that, honestly. And these people, Street Kings, they're calling them Street Kings, man. If you know my local Street Kings, they're the best. They clown on them, okay? That's a D tier movie right there. Absolute terrible. Sweet November. It's not even November, it's December right now. Absolute terrible movie. You can only watch it in November. No, if it's in November, it will be in B tier, but any other day, it's D tier, honestly. The Bad Batch. Oh, the Bad Batch. Star Wars did it better. The worst of the worst, honestly. No, it's not the worst of the worst. Like, it's not as bad as Point Break, but it's a bit better. So yeah, I'll give it a D tier. The Day Earth Stood Still. Oh yeah, this movie, man. This movie, I remember this movie. Yeah, I remember it for the wrong reasons, though. Absolute, just like The Devil's Advocate. It just reminds me of those two movies. They just don't remind me of the good things in life, okay? Like the One Piece, the same repetitive Pokemon games that hasn't changed the formula, those type of stuff. But The Gift, as a gift, it was not a really good gift to give. I tried to give it to one of my friends, the movie. He absolutely hated it. Same as me, because it was honestly a joke gift. I kind of regret it because she's now my ex-friend. Yeah, I messed up. The Lake House is a DT also absolute worst. Like the Lake House, I watched it in a lake house, of course, because just to make it more immersive. It does not remind me of a lake house. It's just another stupid romance movie. You should absolutely avoid it. Don't even watch it at all. The last time I committed suicide. Oh my goodness. What's worse than what is a worse than a liar? No, I already messed that up. Well, you try to know what my joke is, but the last time I committed suicide, Keanu Reeves didn't commit suicide. Absolutely the worst of the worst, because it lied to my title. As a fan of it, it was very disappointing. For the Matrix movies, those three, I'm gonna save them for the last one because I have a massive rant about them. The Night Before, D tier, because it does not remind me of The Night Before. It's an absolutely misleading title. The Prince of Pennsylvania, that was a C tier movie, honestly. It's not as good as The Prince of Bel-Air, but it's okay. It's a movie, you know. You kind of get what I'm saying, right? This one, I can see ass in there. I don't like that. I don't like this at all. I didn't watch it because it's the only movie I can't watch because I'm not old enough. I'm 15. No, I'm not. I'm actually 20, but I can't watch anything above the PG rating. Replacement. I wish they replaced a better script. The worst of the worst. It was a terrible script they made. Terrible movie. Absolutely horrid. Who thought it was a good idea? Just like this movie, honestly. These two are pretty similar to each other. I couldn't watch it. Like, I watched it, but it's really hard to watch if you understand. And To the Bone, I feel like it was a B-tier movie. It's above average, you know. It's not the worst, but it's okay. this movie, man. The Watcher. These two movies. They give me the same amount of ecstasy, you know? It's like a fun, guilty pleasure, you understand? I just watch it and like, oh, I like it, but for the wrong reasons. Those two are my guilty pleasure movies, so those two get a B tier, honestly. I can't put it to A tier. It does not deserve an A tier. Thumbsucker. I sucked on my thumbs watching it. Absolutely immersive movie. S tier, man. Come on. It's an S tier. It's very immersive because I was watching my thumb. I was sucking on my thumbs the whole movie. It somehow made me suck on my thumbs. Come on. That's an S tier movie. Just like Toy Story 4. It's a kid's movie. The first 3 was pretty okay. Yeah, it's a C tier movie, honestly. I felt Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 done it better, and I would call them a B tier movie. But Toy Story 4 just couldn't hit the highs of Toy Story 1 to 3. And we get to the last 3 Matrix movies. What can I say about the Matrix movies? I left them for last of the last. I wish I did it to John Wick as well, because those... I feel offended, you know? I've never seen a horror movie. Like, I've never seen a movie just as bad as John Wick until I saw Matrix. All 3 of these movies. Oh my goodness. Like, I never thought it would be as bad as Cuties. But all 6 movies of those are as bad as Cuties. Like, you know what? This is probably the best way to put it. They both give the same amount of understanding. Matrix. How could you mess up a good idea? Blue pill, red pill. They took the dick pill and went straight down to the bottom. There's nothing more can you do, okay? Those 3 movies has offended my eyes more than Cuties, and I thought Cuties was like the worst thing because I had to like rechange my eyes. I have to bleach them. I have to take 20 liters of hot sauce just to get out of my system and forget about it. But it just keeps coming back, man. It just keeps coming back. Like you can't make as bad as a movie as Matrix, man. Matrix 1, 2, and 3, the worst. Like they flopped it up. Like, why would you do that? Like, how do you mess up a cooler concept, man? How do you do that? It's just disappointing, man. I just lost. I legit became blind because of these 6 movies. Matrix and John Wick series, absolute disappointments. I just wish he did better, man. Like, the action was so dreadful. Oh my goodness, man. I just hate the movie. I just hate them. It's just, oh my goodness. Like, I would never recommend you guys to see these movies. Never. If you guys want to have a good and fulfilling life, avoid these 6 movies. Just specifically these 6 movies. But speaking of Matrix, they don't have Matrix 4. Matrix 4. S tier movie, man. Matrix 4, okay, it's not in there. But somehow the Matrix it's not as it's super good, okay? Matrix 4, the newest one, absolute banger. I can't believe how they can make a series that was complete failure and somehow make it an S tier. It can't bring up the Matrix 1, 2, and 3. It cannot bring that up, okay? They completely flubbed it, okay? Let's make it clear. But Matrix 4, you can watch it as a standalone. Don't worry about watching the sequel, the prequel, sorry. Matrix S tier, like the best movies. They just done everything correctly. You can't argue with me, okay? So let's just I think that's all movies all the Keanu Reeves movies I have rated. John Wick 4 isn't out yet, but if they do it as The Matrix, maybe it's S tier, but most likely I'm thinking that John Wick 4 is going to be this. So I'm just not worried. I'm just scared of John Wick 4, honestly. I think my friend's going to force me to watch it in one of the Sundays because they said, oh, I don't care. It's the best movie. It has Keanu Reeves. And shut up, Reddit players, you Reddit users. Honestly, I do not care. It's just the worst movies. So yeah, this is my whole entire most accurate tier list I've made. Like, it's ranked like very, very, very unbiasedly. There's no way you can convince me that I am wrong. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this movie. And just to have a last send off, I've never seen any of these movies.